One set down. Thousands of Filipino fans holding their breath. A player across the net overflowing with confidence after the biggest win of her career. It looked like Eala's Wimbledon journey might end before it had truly begun. But champions are revealed when everything starts going wrong, not when everything is easy. What happened next was one of the most dramatic momentum swings of the tournament, and it sent a powerful message to everyone still standing in the draw. Eala refused to panic. After dropping the opening set, she completely transformed the match, storming back to win the next 2 sets in dominant fashion and booking her place in the 3rd round of Wimbledon. Even more impressive, she finished the contest with 2 huge aces, proving once again that she embraces pressure instead of fearing it. Now a blockbuster showdown awaits, with Iga Swiatek standing on the other side of the net. The opening set belonged almost entirely to Maya Joint. She started with confidence, broke Eala's serve immediately, and dictated play from the baseline. Every aggressive forehand seemed to land, her movement looked sharp, and she never allowed Eala to establish any rhythm. Meanwhile, the Filipino supporters packed into the stands kept cheering after every point, hoping their rising star would find a way back into the contest. But despite the energy from the crowd, Joint maintained control from start to finish, taking the first set 6-3 with authority. Considering everything surrounding the match, that result was hardly surprising. Joint entered the court riding an incredible wave of momentum after producing one of the biggest headlines of the tournament. Her confidence was soaring, her belief was obvious, and she played the opening set like someone convinced she could beat anyone standing across the net. For Eala, it was a difficult position. She wasn't just facing a talented opponent. She was facing someone playing fearless tennis while carrying enormous confidence from the previous round. Matches like these often come down to who adjusts first. And that is exactly what happened. Instead of forcing risky winners, Eala made subtle but crucial tactical changes. She cleaned up her unforced errors, improved the quality of her first serve, and began choosing smarter moments to attack the net. Rather than rushing points, she patiently built rallies until the right opportunity appeared. Little by little, the momentum started changing. The rallies became longer. Joint began making mistakes she hadn't made earlier. Eala's confidence grew with every hold of serve. The crowd sensed it before the scoreboard fully reflected it. Every winning point generated louder cheers, and suddenly the pressure had shifted completely onto Joint. By the middle of the second set, Eala was controlling nearly every important exchange. Her movement became lighter, her shot selection more precise, and her variety kept disrupting her opponent's rhythm. The result was a convincing 6-2 second set that completely reset the match. At 1 set all, the psychological battle had flipped. Joint no longer looked as comfortable as she had earlier, while Eala looked increasingly relaxed and confident. Her body language showed complete belief that the match now belonged to her. Then came the deciding set. Instead of slowing down, Eala elevated her game again. She attacked returns with confidence, defended brilliantly when necessary, and converted almost every opportunity that appeared. Joint searched desperately for answers, but nothing worked. Every time she tried to regain momentum, Eala responded with another composed winner or another perfectly constructed rally. Game after game slipped away. The scoreboard quickly reached 3-0. Then 4-0. Soon it became clear that something extraordinary was unfolding. Eala wasn't simply winning. She was dominating. The final set ended with a stunning 6-0 scoreline, a remarkable finish against an opponent who had entered the match overflowing with confidence. It was the kind of performance that showed not only skill but also exceptional mental toughness. Perhaps the most impressive part of the comeback wasn't the winners or the spectacular rallies. It was Eala's composure. She never appeared rushed after losing the first set. She trusted her game, trusted her adjustments, and patiently waited for the match to turn in her favor. That calm approach has become one of her greatest strengths, especially on the biggest stages. Then came the perfect ending. Serving for the match, Eala delivered 2 consecutive aces to close the contest in unforgettable fashion. Instead of hoping for mistakes, she took complete control herself, finishing with fearless serving exactly when the pressure reached its highest point. Now an even greater challenge awaits. The victory sends Eala into the Wimbledon 3rd round, where one of the tournament favorites, Iga Swiatek, is waiting. It promises to be the biggest test of Eala's career so far, but after watching this incredible comeback, one thing is certain. Never count Eala out after losing the first set. When the pressure rises, she seems to find her very best tennis, and Wimbledon has officially been put on notice. History was made the moment the final ace landed. The Filipino flags inside the stadium shot into the air, the cheers echoed across the grass courts of the All England club, and Eala stood quietly soaking in the moment. She had just achieved something no Filipina had ever accomplished in the Open era, reaching the third round of Wimbledon. It was more than another victory. It was a milestone for Philippine tennis and a moment that will be remembered for years. The significance of that achievement cannot be overstated. For decades, Filipino tennis fans dreamed of seeing one of their own make a deep run at Wimbledon. Many talented players came close, but no Filipina had ever advanced this far in singles. Now that barrier has finally been broken, and Eala is writing a brand new chapter with every match she plays. What makes her run even more impressive is that she is not focusing on just one event. Alongside her singles campaign, Eala also continues to compete in doubles, giving herself even more valuable experience on the famous Wimbledon grass. Every additional match sharpens her movement, improves her confidence, and helps her understand the unique demands of playing on one of the sport's fastest surfaces. Instead of fading as the tournament progresses, she seems to be getting stronger. After her remarkable comeback victory, Eala remained as composed as ever during her on-court interview. She simply admitted that she had to dig deep after losing the opening set and was happy she found a way to turn the match around. There were no dramatic celebrations or emotional speeches. Just calm confidence from a young player who continues to mature with every challenge she faces. That attitude has become one of her biggest strengths. She rarely allows emotions to control her. Whether she wins comfortably or survives a difficult battle, her focus quickly shifts to the next opponent. And the next challenge could hardly be bigger. Waiting in the third round is defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek. The Polish star has once again looked every bit like a title contender, moving through the early rounds with confidence and efficiency. Her experience on the biggest stages, combined with her consistency at Grand Slam tournaments, makes her one of the toughest opponents in the women's game. But this matchup carries an extra layer of intrigue. These two players already know each other well. They have met twice before, with each player winning once. Eala earned a breakthrough victory over Swiatek during the Miami Open, a result that introduced her to tennis fans around the world and proved she could compete with the very best. A few weeks later, Swiatek responded by winning their rematch on clay in Madrid, showing why she remains one of the sport's elite competitors. Now the rivalry shifts to grass for the very first time. That makes Saturday's meeting especially fascinating because neither player owns a clear advantage on this surface against the other. Both will enter the court knowing they have beaten the opponent before, but neither has experienced this matchup at Wimbledon. Even Swiatek has acknowledged that preparing for Eala is not straightforward. She has spoken about Eala's creative style, her ability to mix spins and angles, and the extra challenges created by facing a left-handed player on grass. Those comments reflect something that several top players have discovered over the past year. Eala is simply difficult to play against. Her variety forces opponents to adjust constantly, and her left-handed patterns create uncomfortable positions that many players rarely face during the season. It is a style that disrupts rhythm, especially on quicker courts where reactions become even more important. That growing reputation is becoming one of her greatest weapons. Elite players are no longer viewing her as an inexperienced youngster. They are studying her game, preparing specifically for her tactics, and respecting the unique problems she creates across different surfaces. When asked about facing the defending champion, Eala gave another measured response. She admitted the challenge would be extremely difficult but added that she intends to make life just as difficult for her opponent. That simple statement says everything about her mindset. She is not walking onto center court intimidated by rankings or trophies. She is approaching the match with confidence, determination, and the belief that every point must be earned. Regardless of what happens next, this Wimbledon campaign has already changed the conversation surrounding Philippine tennis. A historic third-round appearance has inspired fans around the world and demonstrated that Eala belongs among the game's rising stars. Now comes another unforgettable opportunity. One side of the net will feature the defending champion chasing another Wimbledon title. The other will feature a fearless young Filipina creating history one match at a time. Can Eala produce another unforgettable upset and reach the round of 16? The tennis world is about to find out, and one thing is already certain: her remarkable Wimbledon story is far from over.